When we're through, we all retreat back to base camp, which consists of a huge open-air common area, nicknamed the Great Space, surrounded by an 8-floor honeycomb-shaped cavern. A crude motel of sorts. It's constructed from a mix of wood and stone. It has arched doorways and an outdoor staircase. Platforms lead to small cave-like rooms that act as sleeping quarters. We load and distribute the bombs among the ping tunnels leading toward the escapes for what seems like hours. It's exhausting work, and the one bright spot is that my dad, Sarah, and Josh are able to find a way to temporarily anesthetize the slug-like creature, using some kind of special code in one of the tunnels. My dad says it'll appear again, but he can't predict when or where. Josh is stationed 8 floors above me. I wonder if the setup is intentional and physical separation is another one of my dad's attempts to protect me. But if so, he underestimated our determination. As everyone heads into the common area, we manage to slip away unnoticed. Alone with Josh, I walk around his circular room, tracing the rough edges of the wall with my fingers. I feel bad about not telling the others, or even my dad, about the fate of their friends. But before we inform everyone that there's a decent chance none of us will make it back home, we really need to discuss it.
I don't know,
Josh says.
It's just, what's the point of telling them?
He's sitting cross-legged on the floor, leaning back on his hands and watching me.
It will kill morale, and that will jeopardize the mission, because psychologically, everyone will be a mess, which could kill them for real. And they might even boycott the mission altogether, and then what would we do?
I understand the military perspective. Morale is more important than weapons. But don't they deserve to know? How can I continue to keep this secret from my dad?
You're really quiet,
Josh says. I'm thinking, I say.
Well, think out loud or something. I want to know what's on your mind.
I stop mid-pace and look at him, not wanting to admit that deep down, I completely disagree. We definitely don't need any tension between us.
It's okay,
he says, coaxing me with a warm smile. I feel we need to tell them the truth, I say. If I were in their shoes, I would want to know. Josh stands and brushes the ash off his pants. Then he walks over and steps in front of me, blocking my path. He slowly runs the back of his hand down my cheek, and the tension in my body begins to release.
People have kept things from you, including me,
he says softly.
But sometimes you need to have secrets. They're not always bad. Sometimes they serve a noble purpose, like when you're trying to protect someone.
I think about when I was questioning my dad earlier about Elusion, and how he cut me off, and wonder if Josh is right. Maybe there are things my father's not telling me so that he can keep me safe. I don't believe in that kind of protection. The person who benefits always seems to be the one with something to hide. Josh sighs, but it's not out of frustration. It's because he knows I'm right.
But we don't actually know how Anthony died,
he counters.
He could have contracted pneumonia from being out on the streets. And for all we know, the others could have already recovered, so there's no...
Josh stops talking the moment we hear noise coming from the narrow passage that leads to his room.
Did you hear that?
He asks me, his voice low. I nod, and he walks quietly toward the door, me trailing behind. Someone has been listening to us. We step in front of the archway just in time to lock eyes with a girl wearing a filthy sundress, tears streaming down her face. It's Piper, one of Claire's friends. I want to invite her in and explain, but before we can say anything, she bolts away. Josh and I chase after her, but she must be some kind of track star in the real world, because by the time we're halfway down the passage, she's gone. Josh sprints ahead of me, hoping to catch up to her.
Hurry, Regan,
he shouts, barreling to the end. He stops and leans over the railing that overlooks the great space.